Have you ever agreed to something, and then 5 minutes later thought, wait, why did I say yes to that? White heavy check mark. Congratulations. You've officially been manipulated. Now don't worry, this doesn't mean someone hypnotized you with glowing eyes like a movie villain. Real manipulation is usually much more subtle. In fact, the most powerful manipulators often look completely normal. Friendly even. Sometimes they smile. Sometimes they bring snacks. And the scary part? Your brain actually helps them. Beings like to believe we make logical decisions. But science says most of our choices are emotional first, logical later. Your brain is basically a lawyer. It doesn't decide the truth. It just defends whatever emotion already made the decision. For example, imagine you walk into a store planning to buy one thing. One thing. That's it. 5 minutes later you somehow leave with scented candles, chips, a water bottle shaped like a pineapple, and a giant pack of cookies for guests. You don't even have guests. That's manipulation mixed with psychology. One of the biggest manipulation tricks is something called social proof. This happens when people copy what others are doing because the brain assumes, if everyone's doing it, it must be correct. That's why restaurants put fake bestseller labels on random food items. Suddenly everyone wants that burger. Not because it's better, but because other people supposedly chose it first. Humans are basically sheep with smartphones. Another powerful trick is scarcity. The classic, only 2 left in stock, message. Now logically, you probably didn't even want the item before. But the second your brain thinks something is disappearing forever, panic activates immediately. Scarcity works because humans hate losing opportunities more than they enjoy gaining things. Scientists call this loss aversion. Losing feels emotionally stronger than winning. Then there's emotional manipulation, probably the most common type. This is when someone controls your emotions to control your behavior. For example, I guess I'll just do everything myself. Translation, you should feel guilty now. Or the classic, wow. I didn't think you were the kind of person who'd say no. That sentence deserves an Olympic gold medal in manipulation. The brain is deeply connected to social acceptance. Thousands of years ago, being rejected by your tribe could literally mean death. So today, even tiny social pressure still affects us massively. That's why saying no sometimes feels harder than solving math homework from 2007. Manipulators also understand attention very well. If someone repeats something confidently enough, your brain slowly becomes familiar with it. And strangely, familiar things feel more true. This is called the illusory truth effect. So if someone keeps saying, I'm the hardest worker here. I'm the smartest. I'm always honest. Your brain starts absorbing it little by little, even without evidence. But here's the interesting part, manipulation isn't always evil. Teachers use psychology to keep students engaged. Parents use it to convince kids to eat vegetables. Friends use it when they say, come on, it'll be fun. Even motivation itself can be a form of influence. The real danger begins when manipulation removes your freedom to think clearly. The best manipulators don't force people. They guide emotions. They create pressure. They shape perception. And most people never notice it happening. That's why awareness is powerful. Once you understand these psychological tricks, you start catching them everywhere. Advertisements. Relationships. Politics. Social media. Even your friend who suddenly acts extra nice before asking for money. Your brain is powerful, but it's also predictable. And manipulation works by exploiting those predictable patterns. So next time someone says, trust me. Maybe trust your brain a little less first. Because sometimes the most dangerous thing in the room isn't the manipulator. It's the fact that the human mind can be manipulated so easily in the first place.